Hey y'all, it's Ms. B, and I am here to recap Harlem. I'm so sad to see Harlem go. I love all shows where they show a very strong friend group. I love Girlfriends. I love Run the World, which was canceled as well. That was on Stars. I just love watching shows where you have women who support each other that are really, really, really good friends and will be there for you through thick and thin. And that's why I like a lot of these shows. And Harlem is one of them, and I'm sad to see it go. Plus, I want to retire in Harlem. Anyways, let's get there. I don't want it to be long-winded because there's a lot of things I need to talk about. Because if you never watched the show before, I'm going to give you a little background history on the different characters or whatever. So, again, the show is called Harlem. It stars Megan Good. She's like the center of it. She's like this professor at Columbia. She's kind of indecisive about making decisions. She wants to become have tenure at Columbia, but she keeps getting rejected. Like her previous mentor got fired, and then Whoopi Goldberg came in, who is Dr. Pruitt, saying, you're not ready to have tenure, and gave it to somebody else. So that's kind of how last season ended. Then you have Ty. She's like this tech entrepreneur who created this dating app specifically for gay, queer people. And she's just, going around Harlem, just like laying it low and spreading the wild. All the women's all up and through Harlem. This is from, just giving you a little prefaces on all the different characters and, their thing. Then you have Quinn. Quinn is like the friend in all all these shows is always looking for love, trying to find love. Last season, she even dipped into the lady pun, and the girl wound up breaking her heart. But she comes from money. She used to be in a corporate America job. I think she worked at J.P. Morgan Chase, and then she decided to quit it all and open a store because designing and creating things is that's her niche. But her family is like completely disappointed. Her mother is Jasmine Guy, by the way. And her dad is Rick Fox on the show. And he, they don't understand, like, why would you quit this job? She's like, I wasn't happy. I want to chase my dreams. I agree. Corporate America sometimes can get very taxing. Anyway, then we have Angie. And Angie was the friend that was kind of like, she used to be a singer. She lost her record deal. She lost everything. She used to sleep on Quinn's couch. And eventually she did like this like off-Broadway play of like a remake of Get Out last season and the first season, and she's trying to find herself, and then she eventually like started making her way in Broadway and doing things, and then she eventually finds this man that's like her love of her life she's been looking for. So we open it up on episode 1, and it's called Expecting, because it ends, last season ended with somebody's pregnant, and that was the cliffhanger. So we come back, they start off kind of where they picked off at. One thing I also love about this show is, since they have Megan Good Camille as the professor, she always gives like an intro of history and different things and rituals, and give texts on why certain tribes do this, or like in the first season, she told us about the Masumo, I think, women who are a village of women who did everything themselves, and they picked their husbands. The husbands didn't pick them, versus a lot of things that happen in Asia. It was like based in Asia where it's like arranged marriages and stuff like that. So it starts with an intro, it always does, and then it starts with her and Ian. Her and Ian were together, and then he left to go move to Paris. When he came back from Paris, I'm going from season 1 to into current season. He came back from Paris. He was with this guy. He got engaged to this girl. They wound up at the last minute. Ian and Camille realized they're in love with each other, but then he wants to have kids, and she wants to continue her career. So they break up because of that last season. But then all of a sudden, he pops up at her door one day and was like, hey, you know what? You left your books over in my house. Baby, it was like 2 books. She was like, oh, really? She's like, you been working out? He's like, oh, yeah, you can tell. So then they get having relations, baby. They rolling and tussling and tussling. So it keeps showing scene after scene of, hey, she'll show up. He'll come to the door. She'll show up in a little jacket with nothing underneath, and they just having sex and sex and sex and just like becoming F buddies. But there were some rules to this. It was like, okay, like we gonna be doing this. Like I'm gonna call you up. Like what's tea? We gonna get down, and then I'm gonna go about business. We gonna put the feelings back in it. We're not trying to be back together. Whatever. And so one night, they got the, messing around, and she was like, I'm hungry. Like, you hungry? He was like, yeah. Oh crap, I gotta go. And instantly I'm like, he has a girlfriend. And he was like, she was like, what's going on? He was like, remember the rules. Like, we ain't getting too tight. You do you, I'm gonna do me. But we just gonna be F buddies. And women, I don't know why we always do this to ourselves. We know we cannot just, especially somebody that you were in love with. They lived together. They were engaged. Everything. Be F buddies with somebody with a situation like that, and you not catch feelings. So he tells her, I gotta go. I'm seeing people. That's what kind of says. So she kind of like, huh? Seeing people. So then 2 months pass by. 2 whole months. This man has ghosted her. He won't reply to text message. She's called him. I mean, she sent her a little thirst trap picture, little texting thirst trap picture. He just gave her a thumbs up. And then, she's like blowing him up. And then it's like, she was like, what's going on? Like, what's happening? And he was like, I got a girlfriend. That's basically what it is. He got a girlfriend. And so she was just like, okay, you got a girlfriend. She didn't realize who the girlfriend is. We'll get to that part. So the next day, Whoopi Goldberg, who's Dr. Pruitt, calls Camille down and is like, hey, I want to tell you something. She said, you know what? I gave you a really hard time. I thought you weren't ready. But you know what? You are ready to have tenure here at Columbia. And I'm so proud of you. And you really surprised me. You know what you want. And just gave her flowers. And then Camille just like throw in a curveball and was like, thank you, but no thank you. I'm deciding to write a book. And so she was like, you know what? Good for you. And so that's kind of how that scene ends. And then it goes to the next scene is with Ty, the tech entrepreneur, meeting with the girl from Insecure. I forgot what her name was, but she was that girl in Insecure that season when Molly was in the law firm, still at the Caucasian law firm, and it was like the loud intern. Like she was loud, it was all over the place. Ah! And Molly tried to pull the girl to the side and tell her, like, girl, chill out. But anyway, that's her. And, they're sitting and drinking coffee, and she's helping Ty, get into her company to make her platform, her tech platform bigger, and not just for queer and LGBTQ people, but for polyamorous people too. So they having dinner, coffee, they kind of clocking each other's tea, like, I'm feeling you feeling me, like, what, like what's up, like, and Ty was like, I'm celibate. Basically, she said I'm celibate because, like I said, Ty used to have all kinds of women laying it low. It was to the fact of last season, y'all. Ty was having sex with the girl and her mama and didn't know it until both of them. She walks out the mama room and then the girl is like, what you doing here with my mama? And then the mama's like, how you know my daughter? So after all of that, and they actually remember last season, now I'm thinking about it, last season, they even created like a post, like, stay away from Ty, because she's like a troll, just nasty, just doing nasty work all over Harlem with all the women. And then Angie is the Broadway person, the Broadway star, trying to get her things. Last season, she met this weird shapehead guy that he proposed to her. They got together, but she's still trying to do her Broadway thing. They really didn't discuss, obviously, life plans, because he's looking like, I want to have a wedding, I want it to be intimate, I want it to be beautiful, I want to fly you to Paris, I want to take you around the world, I want to do all these things. And she's like, I really want to do my Broadway thing. And her friend from the Get Out musical is there, like, coaching her. They was running through some lines, and he was like, shouldn't y'all have talked about this before y'all got engaged? So anyway, um, we go into episode 2, and it's called Fallopian Tubes. So they're like, at a like a bar or whatever, like kind of celebrating, chilling, whatever. And Camille kept saying like, I've been feeling funny all day. Something ain't quite right. Instant, I'm like, okay, Camille is pregnant. So Camille found out she was pregnant. She has to talk with her doctor. This whole episode, these 2 episodes, 30-minute episodes, Amazon Prime, really highlights women's rights. The right to choose to do what you want to do with your body. And she realizes she was pregnant. She realizes that, she's pregnant. Like, they were out, and then she felt funny, and then went to the doctor. Camilla's pregnant. But her and Ian have broken up. They had a bad fallout. He told her he's with this girl, and he's like, we're serious. It was like his childhood crush or something. And she like pops up at his house, and he like curves her like, girl, like, what are you doing? Like, we're over. That happens before she found out she was pregnant, when she popped up at his house. Hope you're following me. So anyway, not only did she realize that she's pregnant, she realized that she's 12 weeks pregnant. So if you know about abortion in 12 weeks, if you're going to make a decision to not have the baby, you don't have a lot of time. And the doctor told her, luckily we're in the state of New York. That's why I want to move to New York. We're in the state of New York where abortion is still legal here. And, you need to make a decision quick. And she said, Camilla's like confused because they told her before the possibility of having a baby was like rare. That was the whole reason why her and Ian broke up, because she was like, I can't give you what you want. I can't have a baby. I can't get pregnant. But she's pregnant. Then she's surprised, and she, the doctor basically said, hey, baby, your body, your choice. Your body, your choice. You figure out what you want to do. In the meantime, we're going to run some blood work, run some tests, look at background, make sure everything is okay. So eventually, Camille tries to get in contact to Ian, and Ian messaged her nasty message back like, I thought I was blocked. Like, why are you still calling me and texting me? And she was like, we need to talk. He was like, no, I don't want to talk to you. Like, Ian was being like an a-hole these two episodes. I didn't like the way he was handling Camille. So then she said, well, guess what then? If you don't want to answer the phone, you don't want to talk, boom. She sends an ultrasound picture. And he texts back like, what? I think like ... like a whole bunch of exclamation marks. And then so Camille comes to Ian's house, and they sit at the kitchen table, and he's basically saying like, I'm not breaking up with my girlfriend. But before they even get to that part, he feels like Camille is doing this thing that she always does. Like when he was supposed to marry the British girl from the seasons before, Camille came in the 9th hour. They got back together. And then, like how it ended last season, he's like, you always coming with some drama. She's like, did you think I would actually want to come here, uproot my life, and say, yeah, I'm pregnant? You think you really think I'm just making this up? And then they sit down and talk about, co-parenting and this like this. And she's like, I wasn't thinking about co-parenting. I mean, like, Ian, it's me. Like, hello, we were together. We were in a relationship. Like, we have history. He was like, but the way I feel about my new girlfriend, which is his childhood crush, I'm not breaking up with her. And I mean, he even said we could do a Wiz Khalifa and Amber Rose co-parenting thing. And I was like, Ian, like, for real, out of all the co-parenting examples you use, Wiz Khalifa, Amber Rose, is whatever. And he was like, I'm not breaking up with my girlfriend. So, I mean, we can figure something out. And she just like leaves, and she's like, you know what? I'm going to have to figure it out. I'm going to figure it out. It's my body. What, ladies and gentlemen? My body, my choice. So all the girls get together, and Camilla's constantly like thinking, I mean, this is a difficult decision for any woman to make. First of all, you're pregnant by, your little random, well, he's not random, but your F buddy that used to be in a relationship with, but he's telling you, no, he's not breaking up with his girlfriend. He's like, I don't know, whatever you're gonna do, what you're gonna do, whatever. I'm not breaking up. So her and all her girls get together. That's why, again, I love a good friend group. They all get together, and they have a yes baby basket and a no baby basket, and they throw all these scenarios. Well, Barack Obama, was raised by a single mother. That it went to the yes basket. Then they brought up, I think, Ted Bundy or somebody crazy, one of the serial killers, and said he was raised up by a single mother, and they was like, no basket. So at the end of throwing yes and no's and all these things out, the basket's even. That didn't even help her. So the next day, Camille tries to call her. She calls her mom. And from last season and the previous season, Camille's mom has some mental health issues. That's why Camille would always be so indecisive. She used to be in therapy a lot because she dealt with her mom in some, I guess, undiagnosed mental health issues. And her mom was just like talking randomly to people. Like, she's like, Mom, I'm pregnant. And she was like, oh, I'll build the baby a nice quilt. And then she said, but I don't know what I'm going to do. And the mom's like talking, hey, girl, talking to other people. Hey, girl, like, yeah, did you see that over there? Oh, girl, that's cute, ain't it? And she's like, Mama, I'm pregnant. I don't know what to do. Like, help me. Like, talk to me reasonably. And then they get off the phone, and Camille realizes, like, what if whatever mental health issues that my mom has may be passed down to my baby? And so, I mean, she's real conflicted. After that conversation with her mom, she calls the abortion clinic, and she was like, the doctor referred me to you, and I want to schedule an appointment. So she does that, and then you could see Ian and the night going on. Ian can't sleep. She can't sleep. It's a side-by-side still of, them, like, processing this. Remember, he has not told his girlfriend. And by the way, Bevy Smith, who's also on the show as his aunt, tells Camille a story about, Ian wasn't supposed to be here, but look, like, we love Ian. He wasn't planned, whatever. Like, you got to do what you got to do. Nobody, life happens. Life be life, and you just got to make the best choice for you. That was a good scene. I like to see Bevy Smith sit down with her and tell her that. So then we go to a scene where we're back at the OBGYN office, the same doctor that Camille was at, but guess who's there? Ian and his new girlfriend. And they are planning to have a baby. So in the back of Ian's mind, based, I guess, on his conversation with Camille, he was thinking, like, she's not going to keep the baby. So the girlfriend is so excited. She's like, I can get pregnant tomorrow. The doctor's like, yes, everything looks great. And he's sitting there looking like processed. She's like, you're gonna be a dad. And he already knows, like, hell, I'm already a dad. And while they're in the doctor's office, Camille texts him, and she was like, you know what? I'm keeping my baby. And he's looking like with the stuck face, like what the F am I gonna do? So that's I didn't want to make it too lengthy. And plus the episodes are not that long. Amazon, why are y'all taking away Harlem? It's nothing good gonna be on TV anymore. I love shows like this. I love shows where they show good, successful, beautiful Black women supporting each other in this crazy world. But yeah, that's my recap of the new season of Harlem, season 3, the final season. Sad. And I'm gonna recap it every week. If somebody watches it and they don't. But I love this show. You could tell the budget was budgeted, and like everybody looked good. Hair did, nails did, everything did. But I was wondering, I kept asking, this is so random, but I kept thinking in my head, are they ever going to give Camille, Megan Good, another hairstyle other than these burgundy faux locks that she's been wearing since season 1? But that's nothing. But I love the show. I wish it was longer episodes. I wish the show wasn't leaving. But that's my recap on Harlem, guys. And I hope you watch it. If you never watched it before, start from season 1. And on my next video, you can be all caught up with me, and you can understand some of the things was speaking about if you didn't understand it. But I hope I gave a good, clear recap on Harlem, and I'm sad to see it go. How do I say goodbye? Oh, Harlem. to what we had. Bye, y'all.